What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be checking out OMI, and we're going to be checking out ABT for sub requests. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I appreciate it. So OMI, I haven't looked at this chart before, but it does look like it has been in a reaccumulation consolidation since June of 2022. Right, just from looking at it, haven't looked at the chart before, but we do have this descending kind of like at this point, yeah, I'm gonna put a horizontal line through here as well, something like that, right? You got something going on in here, kind of just building up, building up. Overall, this down here looks good. If you can't break through here, right? If you can't break through here, this area through here, this is going to be your huge area, right? Right, not financial advice, but I would have this area marked. Right, you come up and you wick up to this, yeah, you're coming back down again, right? If you close above it, and it's always confirmation, you got to look for confirmation, then go. All right, then you're like, oh, okay, so key area, can't state that enough. This overall price action, I love this look right here. I really do. I love this coming down, right? Coming down through here and kind of rounding. I love the rounded bottom. But the one thing you're kind of at risk at is this being an A, B, C. That's the one thing. That's kind of a lot of the cryptos right now is, are we in a three-wave move to the downside or are we not? All right, let's kind of check out where we've come up to. Yeah, you kind of rejected your 382. So this is going to be this one area is going to be your key area to get above, for sure. Key area to get above. And then I can take this off. On the daily though, this does look, since August, it's moved up. Moved up 200%. Pretty nice move. It does kind of look like it's building like a little cup and handle kind of thing. It's kind of an ugly cup, but nonetheless, it's the same concept, right? It's like an eve and an eve, right? So two rounded bottoms, which is nice. I do want to see from this low to high where we're at, where the 382 is at. That 382. I want to put another one right through here. So you got two areas to get above. Those are your two areas to get above, right? Two areas to get above. In terms of the downside, let's look at, the downside, then we'll look at the fun stuff. All right, then we'll look at the fun stuff. I do want to see just where we're at. I know I probably should have paid attention to that, but I didn't. Came down through here. This does, if we invert this, this kind of looks like a, honestly, kind of looks like a bear flag playing out. So we did close down below the 618 for your A wave, not the 786. So it's not the steepest correction, but it's kind of a deep correction. In terms of this, where did we get up to? We're still working on that, but you wick all the way up to the 0.5, so a solid bounce back from the correction. But let's see where we can go lower, if areas to think about going lower. If you do go lower, you're pretty much going to take this out and invalidate this. So that would be the lowest area I'd like to see you go. But if you do invalidate this, all right, you're going to come down through here. Okay, because yeah, this, you could be in like a 1, 2, 3. This could be your fourth, and then you're in a 1, 2, and you're about to go into a third wave. So let's check that out, right? Let's check that out. We'll check both of these out through here. 382, man. Yeah, this 42231, this 43385, that area is going to be key. But once you get up through here, right, I mean, there is some, you do have some areas to contend with. You really do. You got some areas to contend with. But I do think that once you break out of the 786, that you should have enough velocity to get through this, sell side wall. Just for, areas, because it's such a small coin. I mean, this thing is tiny. All right, you're looking at areas like this, similar to PNG. Right, similar to PNG. I didn't mark all these for PNG, but I can go back and do that. So yeah, so you're looking at, these are some of the areas you're looking at. Right, I can even throw this on here too. All right, 2.2s. I like marking that 1.272 because it is a pretty big indicator on what we're doing. So we do have some areas to the downside, areas to the upside, and right, this would be ideal because you are above your EMAs. This 100 does look like it's trying to cross above the 200, which would give you an actual strong move, right? To think that you're moving up, though, right now you're in the middle. So the way this channel works is if you're below value, so this is value right here. If you're below these areas, you look lower, right? Look lower. Where we're below, right? We close below, look to lower. Okay. Closed above, but not a full body candle close. Right, you gotta have full body candle closes, right? When you closed up through here, you were looking to get back up here. You tried twice, but just could not get it done. So yeah, so these are the key areas of resistance, key areas of support that you would want to see a bounce from, and then this is like your gatekeeper, like this right up through here. This right up through here, and honestly, I think it would be better if you guys went I keep saying you guys, if OMI went sideways, kind of came up, kind of came down, just keep doing like 3-wave moves, because as you can see, these converge, right? These converge. So it would be really ideal, right, to kind of do this, come up, come down, right, get up, right, get up, something like that, flag out, and then go, because then you're getting both, and then you're not worried about rejecting. In my opinion, that would be ideal. That'd be ideal. Just 2 birds, 1 stone, get them, and then you're off to the races, right? And if you're thinking about that, that's a 168% move, 200%, so a 2x all the way up to what is this? 5x, and this is just that 3rd wave of this 1-2. Then you'd have to have a 4th wave move down, and then a 5th wave move up. So it's not the end projection, but that's the possibility, right? I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. But these small cryptos, they can do a 10x or they can go to 0. I mean, gotta make sure you're doing your own research and make sure that you understand what you're signing up for. So if you're looking at the Fu Manchu looks like it's green. It is green. It's green on the daily, green dot with momentum. Both stochastics are pointed up, solid. It's actually looking bullish. You're bouncing off the RSI. So let's see what we do, right? We got some levels to get above. Have those levels marked. Make sure you understand those levels, right? And see how we interact with those levels, right? You're in no man's land right now. So right now, I mean, if I would not be, if I'm invested in this coin, I'm not adding or selling right here, because you're in between. You're right in the middle. You're right in the middle. I know you're a little bit above your 20-day EMA, but you're just kind of in no man's land right now. So you're you're flirting with breaking out on the RSI, right? Gotta wait for some kind of confirmation. The weekly, we do have a green dot on the weekly with momentum. I love that. Do you have? No, you don't. Not yet. Not yet. Almost. Whoa, this is actually 3 times. There's 4 times. Oh, you break this on the weekly, you're going. This thing is going crazy. I gotta look where to find this asset. I might I might look at this and see if it's, yeah, this actually looks, dang. And you're below on the EMAs, finding support with the possibility of running up through. Yeah, this is actually looking strong on the weekly. On the weekly, it's looking strong. It's kind of, you're kind of flagging out the 2 weeks. Oh, wow. Wow. You're breaking out on the two. Whoa, okay. Okay, I'm this, as you can tell, my tone is changing. My tone is changing because the more I look at the higher time frames, right, the more I'm seeing the picture of this. I haven't looked at this asset before, but the fact that you've broken out of a, since February 2024 on the RSI, and you're kind of flagging out like this, that is mega bullish, ladies and gentlemen. Mega bullish. Mega bullish. All right, I know the markets are kind of taking a poop today, but right, for those that are actually paying attention to the key aspects of crypto, this actually looks strong. I do want to check out the monthly. There's no data on the monthly. Oh, maybe a little bit. If you've been just oversold on the monthly, you haven't even been overbought on the monthly. I can't even imagine being overbought. You do have a green dot on the monthly, kind of flagging out. So yeah, so stick to those levels. It's, the more I was looking at it, the better it started to look, if I'm being honest. So yeah, so this is actually, right, this is actually looking solid. So so wait for confirmation, right? Not financial advice, but those are the levels I'm looking at. If I'm at ARB or ABT, I'm sorry, ABT, I just kind of want to get a holistic picture of this thing. All right, January 2024, you kind of went crazy, so off schedule a little bit, kind of like PNG, and then what'd you do in November of 2024? Not really much in November when everything else is going crazy. So this is kind of off schedule, right? Off schedule, which is fine. It just runs at a different time. What are we at right here? What are we at right there? Yeah, let's go from right here. Boom. Perfect. Okay, so we got that. Are we converging? We are. This thing looks like it's ready to make a decision soon. I mean, you can't even do that, because there's nothing to put it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this right here. There we go. So there we go. This is looking like an accumulation right here. I mean, yeah, you got almost a double bottom essentially, right? Almost a double bottom. You have, I do like this. You kind of have a pattern within a pattern right here. You really do. I'm gonna discount that. I don't really care about that. You got something like this going on too. I just noticed it immediately. So for ABT, yeah. So not financial advice. You were below all your EMAs, which is bearish to the extent of they act as resistance, but you then have the possibility of your 20 crossing above every single EMA. When the last time you did that was over in, November of 23, and you just went berserk. Okay, something similar, right? You're just kind of doing almost the same thing. You know what? I'm taking a bars pattern. Let's take a bars pattern. Something like this. Something like this, because this is the drizzle that's going on, right? This is the drizzle, and it's by doing the drizzle at the kind of at the end is fine, in my opinion. When you're doing it in the middle of a move, then it's like, okay, you're probably gonna go down. But I mean, if you do something like that, all right, something like that, right? So you kind of coming down, come down, right? You kind of are working your way up, get like a three-wave move down, kind of work your way up, and then you kind of are just drizzling down, I mean, I don't know. I do use readers. I'm blind as a bat, but to me, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty solid. And this, I've never looked at this chart before. just stood out to me. So, right, this is something that, I'm going to leave actually down through here. So this is the level that I would like to see you guys bounce from. You guys, ABT bounce from. I keep doing that. I would like to see ABT bounce from here. In terms of where we can go, right? What kind of resistance we have? I'm not gonna use this whole thing. I'm gonna use this right here, because this is kind of the last high to low. Right, the last high to low. I mean, and overall you can, but I'm gonna use this right here. Okay, I'm gonna use this right here. This is above the area, so this is the first area you need to get above. All right, first area you need to get above for sure. That is at the 786 too, so that actually is nice. Stay above your 786 for sure. I mean, you could get a double bottom. I mean, crypto is crypto. You got to prepare for the worst, expect the best. Right, you can come down through here, break structure, and then come up, and then kind of have like your pennant come down through here like this, like that. You can always do that, but that's just right. This is just giving us an idea of what the structure is, right? Let's get some structure. It's like building a house. You got to have a foundation. This is the foundation that we're building right now. So that's the first area. You do have this 6356 area I'd like to see support at. If this breaks down through, I can readdress that in a different video. If we're looking at an extension, I mean, that's right at the 382. So yeah, this 102, 101 area, huge. And this is your second area that you really need to get above, right? And then after that, 65 million market cap. Okay. Okay. This thing is tiny, 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 tiny. Is this really pulling up all the way to $4? What are we at right now? 63 cents to $4. Wow. All right, 63 cents to $4. These are some of the areas that I'd be looking how the price interacts with it, right? I can leave these on the chart. I just put the 2618, I mean the 2272. I can always redo everything, but yeah, there we go. Those are some of the levels. So yeah, so this is ABT. I'm going to look at the RSI and everything. Wow, so this thing has been oversold. For sure it's been oversold. I mean, we've kind of talked about that. It's kind of just been in the drizzle phase. Drizzle phase, which is fine, right? You're not really losing. You're not really declining in price. More so just going sideways and driving people crazy, which market makers love to do, right? So we're right there. That's good. So we break above that. We're looking solid. The 4 hour. Wow, this thing is almost... Wow. Do we have bullish divergence? Nope, we do not. Not yet. Not yet. This 4 hour looks just sad. This looks sad. This looks like you want to come... Nope, that's not what I want. This does look like the RSI looks like you want to come back down here. It really does. So we can throw that on there. Like somewhere around here. That's what the RSI looks like it wants to do. It's just, it's like a magnet right now. It's a magnet. Let's look at the kind of the larger time frame. Larger time frame. I don't like this look. I don't like this look on the weekly just because the price action is saying one thing, the structure is saying one thing, but the other indicators are not. Right? This right here, this rejection like that, and it's kind of making up its mind right now. You have a cross on the stochastic. Right? You're looking like you're going to get a lower. Right? If this gets lower and we hold price, that would be nice. But right now, right, it's at a lot of cryptos. It's at a make or break. Right? This next week we're going to see if we're going to slam down or kind of keep going sideways or break out. Right? There's three things. Right? You can go down, you can go sideways, and you can go up. 3 ways in a market. We need to pick a direction. So we have an idea that this is a pretty important week coming up. I mean, if you've watched the channel, most of these cryptos are coming up on this. Market makers have been driving people crazy because it comes to this exact point on an exact week, and then you get a fake out, right? You go to the downside, then boom, right to the upside, and then you're kind of back at square one again. You're like, okay, well, we didn't really do anything. What are we doing now? And so, if you want me to cover this again, I can cover it. Maybe next week sometime to see what we've done, right? You got to cross down here on the 2 weeks. You're kind of drizzling down, but that is 6 weeks in a row. 6 weeks of red in a row. You did that here, and you kind of had a relief rally, but you did 5 weeks in a row here. So yeah, overall, not right now. It's looking bearish. The setup looks nice. The setup looks, relative to history, to what we went through, to, coming up to a point, to being constructive and not destructive. You're kind of just, it looks like a heel pattern. Looks like you're kind of oscillating down, which is fine, but it doesn't look ready to move yet. I mean, it is a $65 million asset. It can move in the blink of an eye. It can ignore all TA. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you do your own research, have conviction and confidence, and more importantly, have a plan, right? Know key levels, right? Profits never hurt the pockets. That's the theme of this channel. You can never go wrong by locking in profits. Never, 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 right? I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but I lock in profits. I don't care if it goes up the next day. I don't care, knowing in my mind that I've made money. That's what this is all about, making money. If you can take a screenshot, you can take profits. You can reinvest those profits on the correction. You can find other assets, right? Just make sure that you have a plan and you stick to your plan. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for your time. This channel is growing. Thank you so much for your support. Drop a comment. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Please help me out. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by. Take it easy. Peace.